Okay, we've just ridden from Riverside to Windsor, just coming into Windsor. Going to go through Windsor and up to Richmond. This is the end of Richmond Road here. Oh, sorry, Windsor Road. Okay, let's see if people are going to give me way. Yes, very kind of them. Okay, here we are starting our ride. We're just coming into Windsor and we're going to go through the town on the left and we're riding up to Richmond. Now here we go. Okay, you can see straight ahead, that's the new bridge. Used to be an old rickety bridge that used to flood. Funny enough, in those previous floods 1 or 2 years ago, this still flooded anyway, but not as bad. Oh, here we go, look, very old style town. Beautiful old buildings. Got the hotel on the right. That must be at least 100 years old. Is that Crepe Escape or Creep? No, obviously Crepe. Yeah. No one coming? Okay, so now we're going to ride through the Windsor Mall. Nice doggies here. Morning.
You're paying like $80 for the seat.
Some nice cafes here on the left. See what, they get busy a bit later. And quite often on Sundays they have markets here. As you can see, it's a very old school. Look at the building on the left there. Lots of people taking their dogs for a walk before it gets too hot, I guess. Down on your right, one block, there's the river there. The watchmakers. There's some interesting shops here as well. Fitzroy Hotel, it's pretty old. Let's go around these people. Old gentlemen having a good old catch up with their mates. Nice to see. Okay, so this is George Street that we're on. This is really old school. I was saying before, it reminds me of like the 60s or something. It hasn't changed much in all those years. It's just got that feel about it, that old school feel. Because I mean, it is old, most of it. Some good coffee shops around here as well, but I'll be stopping at Richmond most likely, or on my way back I'll stop here. And there you go on the left, it's called Lyman something. Oh, Indian bike, Triumph, Indian and Triumph, yeah. Used to ride a motorbike when I was in my youth, and they were like awesome brands. I didn't ride that, I rode the Japanese versions, but if I was going to ride a motorbike, That's the type of bike I get. Triumph, Indian. But I'm not going to ride a motorbike because even though I ride a bike, it's too dangerous. You have like 20 times chance more of dying on a motorbike in Australia anyway than in a car. Even on the bike you got to be so careful. There is a bike shop somewhere up here on the right. An elderly gentleman, a lovely guy. You know, you can have a chat with him. Where is it? He hasn't closed down, has he? No. I think there, was it? Damn, don't tell me it's closed down. It's either closed down or I missed it. I hope I just missed it. Very helpful, and sometimes when you go to a bike shop, depends where you go. If you're not like a pro or something, sometimes the way they treat you isn't the greatest, let's just say. Especially when you're new, you don't know much about riding, and you haven't got the latest $20,000 titanium bike. Look, I'm talking about just a few places, but yeah, not that it bothers me. Other people's attitude are their problem, not mine. And we can always choose to go somewhere else. Okay, so we got to turn right up here. Beautiful park there on the right. So, unfortunately, quite a bit of this trip is on the road. Can't be avoided. Here we go. Some really old houses there on the left, old weatherboard it's called. I tell you, those things get really hot. They used to be quite common, like in the 60s, 50s. I guess a cheaper way to build, but the brick, but they're like hot boxes. In the summer out here, Richmond way, all this area is the hottest in the whole of Sydney. I've been on the coast in Sydney, it's like 40, 50 k's from here. On a hot summer's day, be around say 27 degrees there. That's Celsius. And when I hit home around Riverside, it's up to 13 degrees more. And just for those that use Fahrenheit, that would be around 25 degrees, I think, more, so significant, especially when it's over 40 or over 100, which can quite often happen. I guess people in countries like India and that, they're used to the heat more, they can handle it better. I know my friend Raj, he's great when it's hot, and I just melt. I don't like it. But when I go to Asian countries, the humidity there, for me it's a killer. But I see the locals, they must be used to it. I'm jealous of them when I'm there. I see most Westerners all walking around like me, like, oh gosh, it's so humid. I just can't wait to get into aircon when it's like that. You know, my trips to Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, I mean, they're great trips, lovely people. I really enjoyed it. Just the heat was the issue. So gets a bit narrow up here, unfortunately. I think there's a section where I actually have to go on the road. Yeah, just about here, because that path there is not very good. So people are supposed to take care. Supposed to give, I think, the rule is 1.5 meters, but you can't just expect them to do that or to be within the law. A lot of them don't care or don't know. Look, there's a lot of respectful drivers out there. It's just a few that can cause issues. I have a mirror on my bike as well because I like to be able to see behind me. And so if someone was on their phone or texting, they veered to the left, at least you'd be able to see it. I guess in this case I'll be going over that fence there. Get some pretty nasty injuries anyway, but better than running into it. Okay, there's the way up to the raft base, but I'm not sure if I can film there, so we'll just continue straight up. But I may come back that way and then see if I'm able to film or not. It's a pretty interesting ride actually. You can see on your right there, that's actually the landing strip. So they're the lights when they're landing, they turn on there. So it'd be awesome if one came in now because they come in really low. So you can imagine right there. It's a bit random when they go and take off there. The old Hercules. I don't know if you can see on the right there, there's some of them lined up. I do see them actually flying right over my house sometimes. And it could be random times, could be late at night or early in the morning. Usually not at this time. It'd be awesome if there was, but so up ahead I can see we're coming into the suburb Clarendon. Then I think after that is East Richmond and then Richmond. We're not that far away. Just stick on this road, we go right into the centre. See lots of countryside. Hawkesbury Equine Veterinary Centre. I think it's pronounced equine. That's vets that deal with horses. There's lots of horse farms, or studs I should say. You can see some over on the left there. Beautiful creatures, gotta say. We've got the magnolias out, purple, quite beautiful, that time of year. You got the lawnmower. The Porto drive-through. I wonder if I went through on a bike what they'd say. That could be funny. You got on the left there the old railway crossings. Yeah, they still exist here. There's also one in Riverside, but the one in Riverside, huge traffic delays during peak hours. There we go, City of Hawkesbury Memorial Drive. This is the Memorial Drive. So there you got the raft base on the right, the runway, and a beautiful park all the way on the left. I was once attacked by magpies on that path years ago. That's why I'm a bit wary of going down there. I know what's worse, dodging cars or being attacked by magpies. Actually, after the magpie experience, I think it's the magpies. At least I can watch out for the cars. The magpies, they just come out. One thing I have learned with magpies, first couple of times I was attacked, I rode like a maniac, and they just kept attacking me. I nearly crashed. And then I heard that you should just get off and walk. So I tried that, and amazingly, it worked. They stopped attacking me. So lots of walkers out there on the left. Great day for it. It's not that hot yet. Not like some of the days last week, 36 or probably like 98 Fahrenheit. It's like some event going on over there. I'm not sure what it is. Oh, I love these trees. I should know the names, but I don't. It's beautiful how they cover the whole road. It's nature that makes beauty more than any man-made stuff. So much more. So you've got walkers and a few runners on your left. Yeah, running's something that I haven't been able to get into. I don't find it as enjoyable as being on the bike. But you know, different stripes for different people. It is getting exercise, so it is very, very healthy. Picnic happening there on the left. Oh no, it's a run, the end of the run. Yeah, so they have a lot of runs all around Sydney actually. You'll see on my other videos, going from Parramatta to Olympic Park, there's a bay run there. So yeah, it happens all around Sydney. I think it came out of COVID, get people exercising, which is a great thing. Any type of exercise is awesome. And I admire the ones that can do it. I guess it's just a matter of building up your fitness over time, like with the bike. As a friend of mine pointed out, who's a runner, the beauty of running is you can do it anywhere, anytime, don't need any equipment. So that's a really good point. But I think the key to exercise is to do something that you enjoy, otherwise you won't sustain it. So for me, it's the bike. I do like tennis as well. So you got to stick to the stuff that you enjoy. I remember a fellow I used to work next to me, and he used to ride the bike. He's given up now, but he used to hate it, and he did it purely for exercise. And I'm like, that's crazy. And then he actually had a crash. His frame broke. Wasn't serious, but obviously scared him. So then he started doing training on those trainers at home, and he'd do that. He said he hated it, and he just get it done and out of the way. And I'm like, oh, choose another thing, mate. Like, do something you enjoy, you know. Crazy. We just did it for, like, to lose weight, I think, and fitness, which is fine, but if you can actually enjoy something. Oh, you've got tennis courts on the left. They say that racket sports are really good for the brain. Any type of racket sport, it's really interesting. I'm going to have to get back into tennis, but I had a bit of an injury, like tennis elbow, for about 3-4 months. I never got back into it, but I'm planning on getting back into it because I do enjoy it. Maybe go and play late at night, daylight savings, where it's cooler in the summer period. Such a beautiful street, this. So, going past Horseland. They don't sell horses, but they sell all the gear. It's a whole area again, horses. My daughter used to learn, and there's all this expertise involved and all this work, and there's a whole area. Pretty much, if you have a horse stud, you know, you got to dedicate most of your time to that, unless you can get people working there. It's a lot of work, actually, horses, but they are beautiful creatures, and if you enjoy it, then it's worth it. Okay, not too far now. St. Monica's. You know, you can ride on footpaths legally if you're under 16 or you're a parent with a child under 16. But I've heard that they're going to try and change that law, because when you're in the city or really built up areas, massive traffic, sometimes it's really dangerous. So and that's a barrier for a lot of people riding, especially like in the city, going to work, that sort of thing. So if they lift that and people take care riding like they do in Europe, and you know, pedestrians become more aware, but as long as you don't have idiots speeding past like maniacs, you know, but most riders are good, and would be a good change. Oh. So now I have the difficult task of deciding where I'm going to have a coffee. Do I stop here? Do I get on the way back to Windsor? Big, difficult decisions. Not. I think I'll have one up here. It's a cafe called The Ugly Mug. You know, in Australian slang, mug can also mean like a person that's like, yeah, a bit of an idiot type of thing. It's like, oh, he's a mug. He's a real mug. So this is Richmond, and on the left there you have the park. That's a real old school park with a picket fence. I love them. Got a record shop there on the right. They're sort of coming back into popularity now. Interesting. I regret throwing out so many of them in the past. Okay, let's have a spin around this park. Such a beautiful park. Have a bit of a ride around it. There you go. I used to come here as a kid with the family. I used to catch cicadas. They're these things that get onto the trees and summer make all this racket, and then they lose their shells. So we used to get the shells, like they'd come out of them and they'd still be on the tree. Used to think that was amazing. Yeah, it's just gorgeous here. So peaceful. Just got to be careful on this sort of slippery surface, granite. It's nice, but yeah. The old stand there, the oval. It's beautiful here. Beautiful place to bring your kids for a play, have a coffee. There's some little markets going on here, look at it. Interesting friend. There you go, bacon, eggs, $10. Egg roll, $10. Have your breakfast. The big line here, what's this for? Bread. Okay. Some sort of special bread by the look of it. Some fruit on the left. Turkish gosler. Porkies. Women's stuff. Jessica's Delights. I wonder if Jessica's delightful. Perfumes, plants, pots. Nice. Jewellery, award-winning designs. Yeah, very nice. A few more stalls here. Some nice plants. Saw in one of those pots that said, breathe, hustle, manifest, repeat. Okay, time for a coffee. Oh, we've got the cannons there on the right protecting us from invaders. That'd be very effective. You've got the trams there. That's the end of the line, the Richmond line. And funny enough, on the Richmond line, whenever I go to catch a train, it runs every half an hour. And it cannot run any quicker because from Riverside, where I live, up to Richmond, it's just one single line. So it's one train, it gets to Riverside, and then it waits for the other train to come, and then they sort of swap, and then one goes up to Richmond and back. And so you'll never get a train in less than half an hour. So if you miss the train, you've got to wait half an hour. And that wouldn't change unless they made 2 tracks. And then you get on the metro and it's super fast, super effective, efficient, pleasant to be on.